I was really scared when I found out that I was pregnant. I'm a single mom. It was not expected. And I never pictured myself having children at all. I wasn't sure if it was something I want to do in life. And so when I found out I was pregnant, my first reaction was actually shit.
I was just like, what's wrong with my stomach? So I was like, where's my period? And I'm just like, this is too much. Let me just take another test. And it was like a really, really faint blue line.
I was very scared, but very happy because it was something me and my husband really want.
And I'm just like looking up all of these articles to find out like, what does a faint blue line mean?
It was not, all roses and butterflies and rainbows like you normally hear. So I took a test, and then that day it was positive, and I was like, what am I gonna do? So I was really, really nervous, and I called my best friend, and we actually discussed getting an abortion.
I knew abortion wasn't an option because this is my first time ever being pregnant, and I just felt like babies are blessings, so I just need to figure it out.
I never thought that I'd be put in that situation. You always say, well, I know what I'll do if I ever find myself pregnant or whatever. And I remember saying to myself, if I ever, wind up pregnant or something, I'll just get an abortion, it's fine. You find yourself in that situation, and it's just not that easy. It is not that cut and dry. So obviously I wound up having the baby. And it all turned out okay, better than okay. I am ecstatic to be a mom. I had gone to the hospital the night prior because I thought my water had broken. And they told me, no, you're fine. We tested the fluid, no water had broken, go back home. 5 o'clock in the morning, I wake up kind of grunting, rolling around. My mom is like, what's wrong with you? I was like, oh, nothing, normal pregnancy pains. I had, a couple contractions for like the past month. It's fine, I just probably need to take a shower or something. It kept happening and happening, quicker, harder, and my mom was like, you're in labor. And I was just like, no, I'm not. It's regular, it's fine.
I was having Braxton Hicks contractions, and I was just like getting all excited, timing them to see, how far along they were. Let me call the hospital and see what they say. She's like, oh yeah, you're in labor. Just try to labor as much as you can at home. As long as you feel your baby moving through your contractions, you're fine.
And you're told the first time, it could be like 14 hours, you have time. Start to finish, my birth was 7 hours. It came hard and fast. Danny met me at the hospital.
A few hours went by, I didn't feel Egypt moving anymore, so I got really nervous. So I'm like doing everything I can, drinking cold water to get her to move. Nothing was happening, so I got really scared. So I woke up her dad, and I'm like, I've been laboring for like the past 3 hours. This is what's happening. He was like, do you want to go to the hospital? I was like, yeah, because I'm scared.
It was actually surprisingly easier than I thought it would be. I didn't know what to expect, but you hear all these horror stories about birth. And so I was like, okay, everything's gonna rip and tear, and I'm gonna bleed everywhere, and it's gonna be awful. It was, I think when you think the worst, it was a lot easier.
And then it was like every time we would go to the hospital, although the contractions were 2 minutes apart when we left the house, when we got back to the hospital, they were like 5 minutes apart and 10 minutes apart. So it was really frustrating because I'm like, okay, well, is she coming or not? Right? You was being stubborn.
So I got to the hospital, just kind of was on the birthing ball, or I just kind of laid down on the bed, and Danny was there she was really great. She massaged my hips with essential oils, my temples. And anytime I had a contraction, she was there to let me break her arm and just kind of like grit my teeth. And then she would remind me, breathe. She would just look me in the eyes, talk to me, calm me down, and get me through the contraction. And so I really felt like I was glad that I hired Danny.
Her father is just like, did you come to grips with you might have to have a C-section, all this stuff? I know I didn't want to have a C-section. That wasn't the way you were supposed to come out. I just want her to get here safe, and that's it. I don't care how she gets here. I just want her to be safe. So like 45 hours from the time it started, they gave me an epidural. Then she was turned the wrong way, so that was another 10 more hours, but I was on the epidural by that time, so I was good. And then she came Sunday morning at 10:36. Weighing 7 pounds, 8 ounces.
Wow.
A big baby.
Yes.
having the doula there and knowing what to expect, because I had meetings with them prior to the birth, really helped a lot. I did not know what a doula was. During my pregnancy, again, I felt very alone with the pain. I felt alone because I was single. Also alone because I don't have any family in New York. My whole family is in Florida, which is not, around the corner.
Work with a doula was really amazing for me because I don't have a family here and I have so much questions.
So I looked more into it and I said, well, this kind of seems like someone I should reach out to, someone who could help me and figure out, what to expect, maybe even have her there for the birth. I'm not really sure what I want the doula for, but they seem to know what they're doing.
A doula is a person who provides physical, emotional, educational, and spiritual support to people having babies. We are not midwives, we're not doctors, we don't do anything medical, we're not medically trained, we don't deliver babies.
And she was like, I'll be there, there are no silly questions, no matter what you need, I'm your girl. And I just felt, this sounds kind of strange, but I felt that I would be okay with her seeing my naked body because that's important. Yeah. As soon as I connected with someone, I was like, she's gonna be there seeing me in that moment, so I need to feel comfortable with her touching me, and Nubia was it. And then I met Danny as well as a backup doula, and I felt that connection with her as well, so I felt completely comfortable, and I said, yes, this is definitely someone that I need in my corner during that time.
I am a very pragmatic doula who's also sensible and calm and has lots of information. So I like to think of myself as a project manager for your birth, especially if you are birthing in a New York City hospital. So I really understand how the system works there. I know how to navigate it with people. I know how to help them set expectations around the things that they'll be able to achieve and things that might require a bit more finesse.
I utilize my skills from being a yoga teacher, staying connected to my breath and my body and helping clients do the same, having a calm presence. I also bring a sense of humor and I'm adaptable. So however the client wants their birth to be, if we want to be light and funny or serious and calm, or if they need a little more fire and encouragement, I try to bring whatever they need to their birth. And my main role is to hold space and just be present.
I love to cook. I love to clean. So when I come to a mom in doing the regular stuff and supporting her with breastfeeding, things like that, the first question I ask is, have you eaten? Because just working as a doula and as a mom, there are times that does not happen. So for me, that's the first question.
Just be a model to other folks in the room around how to be in your body, be still, be present, be calm, lend that support. And yeah, these are things that I've learned in practice. I've learned by going to lots of births and being there with many different people. I can also read the room of folks really well. So I know when someone needs a cheerleader, a hype person. I know when someone needs lots of calm and quiet, and I try to anticipate that with my clients and for my clients.